Today's video has been made possible by Wondrium. Stick around until the end to find out more. With God of War Ragnarök only a few days away, now seems like a good time for a speedy recap of the story in the Norse world so far. The story begins with a much older looking Kratos in a place that we now know is the Norse world. Kratos, moving on, has a new family, a son Atreus, and, well, he had a wife. But unfortunately, the opening sequence consists of you performing funeral rites as she has died. The main premise is for Kratos and Atreus to scatter her ashes atop the tallest mountain. However, this is God of War, and we know it was never going to be that simple. After some father-son bonding and a deceivingly slow start to the game, we get thrown straight into the chaos when a mysterious stranger comes knocking looking for answers, but mostly just trouble. This heavily tatted stranger posing as Conor McGregor is the god Baldur, who clearly knows of Kratos. When his questions go unanswered, the encounter turns hostile fairly quickly. After an insane fight, Kratos snaps Baldur's neck, but he did just spend the entire boss fight telling us that he can't feel anything nor can he die, so to no one's surprise, that's not the last time we'll be seeing Baldur. Kratos then meets one half of the dwarven blacksmithing brothers Brock, who along with Sindri created his axe and were also friends of his deceased wife. After some target practice gone wrong, Kratos and Atreus meet the Witch in the Woods, otherwise known as the goddess Freya, the wife of Odin and the overprotective mother of Baldur. Back in her home, she makes it known that she knows Kratos is a god from an outside realm, and the gods of this realm are not too pleased with his presence. We also find out that Atreus is unaware of who his father truly is, or at least his past and divine nature. After throwing his axe in the ocean, Kratos awakens the world serpent Jormungandr. Luckily, he's friendly. The world serpent emerging caused the sea levels to lower and reveal a temple of Tyr that was previously submersed. Here we meet Brock again, and shortly after his brother Sindri, who reveals Kratos' wife was called Faye. The passage to the mountain is blocked by a black mist that can only be dispelled by the light of Alfheim, and so to continue onto the mountain, Kratos and Atreus must travel to Alfheim. The 9 Norse worlds all exist in the same place at the same time. Each world has a tower that can be accessed from Tyr's temple with the Bifrost Bridge, using a rune specific to that realm. In Alfheim we see the remnants of a war between the Light and Dark Elves. A few thousand Dark Elf kills later, the light is retrieved and the black mist from earlier is dispelled. We end up on a mountaintop where we once again see Baldur, this time accompanied by the sons of Thor, Modi and Magni. They inquire about Kratos and where they can find him, however the man being questioned seems more interested in insulting them than helping. When they leave, Kratos decides to have a conversation with the one-eyed man who is entangled in a tree. This man is Mimir, the smartest man alive, who informs Kratos and Atreus the highest peak in all the realms is not in Midgard, rather Jotunheim. Mimir offers to help find the rune that would unlock the bridge to Jotunheim, however he is bound to the tree and no weapon can free him, so Kratos has to cut off his head. The plan is to have the Witch in the Woods reanimate his head, and despite the risk, Mimir is more than happy to be free of Odin's torture either way. Back in Freya's home, she is able to reanimate Mimir using what she refers to as old magic. We now have our new companion, Mimir the Talking Head, who in my opinion is the best addition to the franchise. While searching for a magical chisel capable of carving the Jotun rune needed to open the bridge, Kratos and Atreus finally encounter Modi and Magni. Needless to say, this doesn't end well for the sons of Thor. Magni is killed and Modi runs away. It's not long before Modi returns, believing that killing Kratos will avenge his brother and earn his father's respect. This is also the first time we see Atreus demonstrate the same Spartan rage as Kratos, however he cannot control it. Modi fails once again and for the second time runs away. Atreus, who is overcome with sickness, is taken to Freya. For her to heal him, Kratos must travel to Helheim and retrieve the heart of the Keeper who protects the Bridge of the Damned. And so Kratos travels to Hel. Reunited with his old blades and some visions of Athena, he finds the Keeper and retrieves the heart needed. Before leaving Helheim, we see a brief vision of Zeus. Back with Freya, she uses the heart to heal Atreus. She also confesses that she has a son who resents her, and Kratos should tell Atreus the truth before the same happens to him. After leaving Freya's home, Kratos does finally tell Atreus that he is a god, and by extension, Atreus is also one. However, this doesn't have the desired effect. The power of being a god changes Atreus for the worse, and we see Kratos' fears come true. The newfound power corrupts him, which leads to Atreus killing a beaten and disheveled Modi against his father's wishes. Or at least we're meant to believe that Modi is dead. Being stabbed in his neck and kicked off a ledge you would assume would be enough to do so. However, he is a god, and unlike Magni, we don't see him die, so I wouldn't be surprised if he returns in Ragnarok. With the chisel and the rune, the bridge to Jotunheim is formed. Kratos and Atreus can see the mountain top and finally scatter Faye's ashes. Except they can't. Cue Boulder for another insane boss fight. We then end up back in Hel where we learn more of Baldur's mother issues. Fearing her son's death, Freya made it so he could never die. However, the downside is he could no longer feel anything, pain or pleasure. After escaping Hel and travelling through the World Serpent's belly, we end up back in Midgard for our final encounter with Baldur. It begins with him being stabbed by Atreus using mistletoe, the only thing that can break the spell placed on him by his mother, making him vulnerable again. When given the choice to kill Baldur, Kratos spares him, the lesson he was trying to teach Atreus with Modi. However, Kratos has no choice when Baldur tries to kill his mother Freya. He intervenes and just like their first encounter, he snaps his neck. Only this time Baldur does die. His last word being snow, a reference to Fimbulwinter, the great winter that comes before Ragnarok. Kratos and Atreus have now made an enemy of Freya. Kratos and Atreus can finally climb the top of the highest peak in Jotunheim and scatter the ashes as promised. However, before they do, they uncover a rather interesting prophecy, markings on the wall that show the entire story so far. Kratos' wife was a giant, making Atreus half-giant himself. We also see a carving that shows what many believe to be Kratos' death, or some kind of transference of energy. Kratos and Atreus scatter the ashes together in a very heartwarming end. Just before the game ends, we get the absolute bombshell dropped on us that the name the giants have for Atreus, and the name his mother wanted when he was born, is Loki. Today's video has been made possible by Wondrium. For those who are new, Wondrium has joined forces with the Great Courses Plus to create a bigger, better, and more immersive educational experience than before. There are thousands of lectures, documentaries, courses, and videos for everyone. The ever-growing library means there are always new topics. Whether you're looking for a quick how-to or just some mind-blowing facts, you can learn at the pace that suits you best in the comfort of your own home on pretty much any device. A Wondrium series I've recently watched is The Secrets of the Occult. Now this doesn't just cover cloaked figures performing strange rituals. It covers figures in mythology, modern traditions, mysterious places, magic, witchcraft, and even werewolves, zombies, and vampires. It can range from discussing UFOs one episode and then Rasputin in another, Without any spoilers, it's definitely a series I recommend watching. If you'd like to try Wondrium for yourself, you can visit wondrium.com/mythology, or you can use my link in the description to start your free trial today.